Good evening, everybody. We are live. You will have to accept my apologies. We did have a little bit of a technical difficulty with our opening video. With that, I'm not anyway dismayed. I'm not horribly depressed over the fact that I don't know how to fix that. No, I'm joking. I'll be fine. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. It is a pleasure as always. Tonight's going to be a bonus stream. I know I don't normally come on a Sunday. It's normally just Stephanie's time with you to play Sims 4, but I'm bored, and I'm bored with nothing to do, which is even worse. So I can't think of a better thing to do than to spend some time with you guys playing some Final Fantasy XIV. Looking forward to spending that time with you guys. If you are new to following us, think about giving us a follow. Look in the upper right hand corner of the stream. You're going to find a heart, and we would heart you if you were to give us a follow. We are so close to meeting our affiliate status, so every little bit counts. If you enjoy our stream, please head over to our videos on demand. We've got our last 14 days of streams up there for your viewing pleasure. If you're looking for anything later than that, go ahead and go under our stream right now. I promise I'll still be here when you get back. You'll see all of our social media buttons. If you go ahead and hit our YouTube channel button, it'll bring you to, well, you guessed it, our YouTube channel. While you're there, subscribe and ring the bell so you can be notified when new Power Couple content goes live. As well, while you're down there, go ahead and take a look at our Instagram page, take a look at our Twitter and our Facebook page as well. Every little bit counts. It really goes a long way. The Busy Simmer, thank you very much for tuning in. Yes, technical difficulties do indeed suck. I'm not sure what happened because if there is one thing that always messes up, I do have to admit that it's probably our transitions and our camera. It's A and B in terms of what we have to fix the most, but that intro video that I put together has been solid, rock solid. We're talking like transitioning from the recording studio to where we are now, our new recording studio. That is the one thing that I knew I could just bring forward and it would work like a charm. That's the first time that's happened. So I'm going to have to look and find out why it was messing up. But really, that's neither here nor there because we're going to have a fun time. I, like I said in the title, am a complete crafting noob. It has been years since I have touched Disciple of the Hand classes in Final Fantasy XIV. I have not crafted anything. You are literally going to see that even though most of my classes are, in terms of Disciples of War or Magic, they're all level 30 plus. We just got Gunbreaker. We just got Dancer. All of those are level 70, or excuse me, level 60. So I've got a majority of my classes in very good shape, but when it comes to crafting and gathering, I am completely lost. So this is going to be an exercise in futility. It's going to be, I'm assuming, entertaining for you guys because you're going to get to watch me stumble and look like an idiot. And honestly, what better entertainment is there on a Sunday night than watching me make an idiot of myself? And quite frankly, the fact that I'm saying that and that is a viable option is sad within itself. But again, I hope you guys do have a fun time watching me tonight. It's going to be a learning experience together. So those in chat, if you are a Final Fantasy XIV veteran and you know what you're doing, please, by all means, feel free to give me some help. We got Stephanie coming in. Hi. What are you looking for? Looking for stuff for cooking. See, I've got it good. I'm not gonna lie. I get to come and play video games while Stephanie is actually out cooking. So,
Tell the folks at home what we're cooking tonight.
what's on the menu for tonight?
Tell them.
We've got gnocchi and braised beef.
So it's.
Is that not a good enough explanation for you?
Listen to
Come on.
some
Yeah,
ASMR.
yeah, yeah.
We're making. Oh, hi, Business Saber. We're making Chianti braised beef with gnocchi.
Okay, so in case for whatever reason her ASMR venture did not go well, she is doing Chianti braised beef with gnocchi. So, and she's also putting together some garlic bread as well. So she's doing some garlic bread as well. I'm gonna be eating good tonight. So that's the least of my worries. And because she's so awesome and she's doing that, like I said, I'm sitting down, basically sitting on my hands. So rather than doing that, I'd put them to good use and actually level up my crafting and gathering skills.
Really quickly, before any of you think that I'm just a domestic housewife, Joe actually helps me a lot in the kitchen. He won't admit to that on here, but
Why wouldn't I?
I don't know.
I'm not. I'm not.
Like video games.
Stereotypic male.
But
I refuse to admit that I'm halfway competent in a kitchen.
I told him to come play. I told him to enjoy himself while I cook, so.
And even smarter man that I am, I listen to her. So,
Yeah, finally, now you listen.
all right, finally, yeah, right now I listen. I figure I'm stuck with you for the rest of my life, so I might as well listen. Bye, Stephanie. All right, so with that out of the way, guys, let's get down to business. All right, I'm already logged in, and I put a little bit of background work into it, purely getting the initial materials into my inventory. So again, it wouldn't be that horrible of an experience for you guys, but I'm currently in my guild house, and I figured this is probably a good time for me to, I guess, introduce my guild, because I feel kind of bad if I'm over here using their home and using, you know, albeit I have to pay for it with my own money, but the fact that I'm using their great services for me to be able to buy material, I might as well give a quick shout out to the free company that I recently joined up on. So I joined up with a company based out of Limsa Lominsa. Not my first choice. You know, I'm an Ul'dah kind of guy, but Cross Destiny was very nice to reach out to me and ask whether or not if I wanted to join a free company. They thought I looked lonely, and they were right. I was very lonely. So I joined up, and they have a nice little group here. I forget who exactly is the individual that gave me the invite. I do want to say that I'm going through right here very quickly, see if I can find out who it is. I feel super bad that I don't remember the individual's name. No, is it not going to show me? It's not going to show me. That's okay. You know what? That's fine. We're going to make do with the fact that I'm just thankful to be here, just like I'm thankful to be here with you guys. And it's just a pleasure to be able to utilize their services as well. So we've got Skylar and Octavia currently on at the moment. Already said hello to them, so hello to you guys over on the stream. I've currently got, I believe, Carpenter on at the moment. So let's go ahead and head over to our crafting log. And I've got woodworking on at the moment, and we're looking to make maple lumber. Again, I am going to completely botch this, so this is going to be a hell of a time. For what I do remember, if it means anything, okay? Busy Simmer, thank you very much for the host, greatly appreciated. If it does account for anything, I do know the following. I do know that I want to get all of my crafters to level 15. That is step number 1, is to go ahead and get everyone to level 15. So I'm going to do that. I know after you get your crafting classes to level 15, you now want to start focusing on a couple of different classes, getting them to particular levels. You know, it's getting, you know, cooking to like 34. Again, this is all in the back of my head from a long time ago. Essentially, you're going to get everyone to particular levels, get a few to 50. You get skills that are going to be cross-skill helping. That'll help make crafting easier as you level up every single group. And then we're going to dive into, probably not on this stream, but then we're going to have to dive into some macro creation, because I do remember putting together macros years ago. Again, I wasn't a great crafter, but I at least had, I think, blacksmith to 50 at the time, and that was as far as I went. Everything else was like 1. But I do remember putting together some macros which helped make the experience a little bit easier. So since we're here, we're going to go ahead and just start with the maple lumber. I was going to say maple slumber, apparently. That's what I was going to go for. All right. Again, so it's been a long time. I'm not sure how to go about doing it. So let's go ahead and start, and again, watch me fumble around. I'm going to assume that I'm going to hit 1, which looks to be a 1-star craft item here. High quality is only 1%, so we're definitely we're gonna create this without a doubt. Nope, apparently not. Apparently not. Uh-oh. Alright, so a whole bunch of failures. Let's see if we can... Alright, so we got it. Our first success. That would have been really unfortunate if I if I'd failed on the very first one. That would have set the tone for the entire stream. So at least our first one was appropriate here. So, all right, let's see what we need for a maple short bow. So we've got 1 maple lumber. We do need some hempen yarn, which I'll be able to buy, but if I can somehow make it, I might as well go ahead and do that. So we're going to put together a few more maple lumbers because I feel like I'm going to need those specifically in the future. So, and yes, it's everything I'm doing for a little while now, at least until level 5, is going to require maple lumber. So we're going to focus on doing some maple lumbers. I'm not sure if I can do many at once, so we'll at least see for now. We'll do one by one and pray for the best here. Alright, beautiful. So, that's that. There's got to be a way to do many at once. Alright, so far we're 2 for 2, 3 for 3, now we're level 3, even better. You know what, let's make some clogs, why not? I'm feeling gutsy right now, guys. Alright, just like that, got right through that. That feels nice. That feels nice. At least doing the crafting log too is going to be great because I've got that additional experience for being able to complete these items. So I wonder if there's anything else that I can, you know, I think here are the 2 places where I'll have to focus for now. So let's keep getting some maple logs up and running. Alright, let's keep it going. So far, no failures. Things are looking good so far. In what will probably be the... I will honestly say this is not going to be super exciting, guys. So if you were tuning in hoping to find primal battles and dungeon crawling, that is not today. Today is watching Joseph look like he's playing a slot machine, hoping for the best as he presses a button and is like, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies, stop. And failures all across the board. No, so far so good. Alright. We're gonna try for another maple clog. Busy Simmer saying, oh my god, that show kills me. Yeah, Press Your Luck is definitely an interesting show to say the least. I'm sure you guys, or at least a lot of people will know that, you know, Press Your Luck was on, I believe that was like an 80s, 90s show if I had to put my finger on it. I remember watching it growing up myself, and it's probably my favorite game show. And as, you know, time went on, it just wasn't a, you know, just wasn't as popular as it used to be. Really, guys, like all of the like late 80s, you know, kind of 90s game shows all came back. So Press Your Luck is back, Card Sharks is back. I forget the one that now has Mr. Baldwin there. That's one of my favorite celebrity. I forget the name of that one. That one's also good. Yeah, Busy Samer saying that it's now back with Elizabeth Banks as the host. Big fan of Elizabeth Banks. Appreciate her in. Oh, good lord, what's the... I apparently can't do multiple things at once. It's, what's the darn thing that now has 3 installments in it? Pitch Perfect, thank you, there we go, no one said it. So I'm going to take credit for that one. I remembered what it was all on my own. But Pitch Perfect is what I'm thinking of. She's very funny on there. Alright, so far so good. We're already at level 4. So let's see what I can do, at least in the meantime, if there's anything else that I can take on where I don't need additional equipment, or excuse me, additional items. Alright, so what do I've got only 1 Beast Blood, but I might be able to do a Maple Crook. Alright, so I'll take that for what it is, at least in the meantime. Maybe we'll switch back and forth. I'll get me some hempen yarn, but we'll knock out some wood here. Continue to do that. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know what, it's, sorry, we've got Busy Simber saying she's amazing. I loved her as Effie Trinket in Hunger Games, and that is true, that is true. Fun little side story for you is when I was taking the bar exam back in 2018, the day before, I think it was the day before the bar exam, or it might have been the day of the bar exam, I was lucky enough, I was one of the few individuals in, well, not few, I mean, it's maybe like 30% of the bar takers take it in Springfield, Massachusetts. So there's 2 testing locations for the bar exam in Massachusetts. There's one up in Boston, which has a majority of the bar takers. That's going to be 70%. It's like 1,000 people are going to be taking, you know, the bar exam there, and then there's like 200 who take it over in Springfield. And I had wrote in order to take it in Springfield because the testing facility in Springfield was a lot closer to what we experienced in law school when we took our exam. So rather than going to an actual convention center where you've got 1,000 people around you and it's very hectic and you have to sit and wait a long time and there's a long trip over to the restroom, you know, I said, you know what, I want to make it as much of a home court advantage as humanly possible. So I said, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write in. If I get in and I can take it there, I'll take it there. If I don't, I don't. Are we going to have our first failure? Oh, no, we're keeping the streak going. Great. Perfect. So I get the ability, or I get the okay. I take it over in Springfield, and I make my way there. And the day of, I believe, I jumped onto to Facebook and in a very me kind of post, giving support to my fellow bar takers, but at the same time saying, you know, take your best shot kind of mentality, because in a sense you're going up against one another. Just like law school being a very competitive kind of environment, you're kind of going up against one another. It's kind of very Hunger Games-ish. It's one of the major complaints that a lot of law students have about it is there's that, you know, I guess you could say the we're all against the curve if you want to find a common enemy, right? We're all going up against the curve. But at the end of the day, if you've got someone who's absolutely killing it on an exam and everybody else is doing horribly, it's not going to do so great for the curve, right? And at the end of the day, they've got their certain percentage of individuals that they want to continue on. So unless everybody is scoring 90s and 100s on everything, everyone's going to keep moving forward and they're not going to get lost behind. But law school's not put together for the purpose of making sure everybody gets A's. Law school is for the purpose of making sure that you're quick on your feet when you're thinking, that you can come up with great arguments, that you can adequately, you know, have some stance behind those arguments, to cite the law appropriately, to make sure that you're based in reality, but having your law to back that up. That's essentially what it's about. Your professor, great example. I had an awesome professor that I really loved and enjoyed. Being with her and taking her class. She was a professor that I did a paper on, or paper with. So everyone needed to have some form of not published writing, but basically had to do a professional writing. It was one of the requirements of your degree. And I wanted to focus on disproportionate sentencing of individuals of color within the criminal justice system, specifically focused on the 90s and specifically focused on the crack cocaine and cocaine disparity, and how you had that 10-to-1 disparity in terms of the penalty for those who were serving in crack cocaine and those who were dealing in regular cocaine. And it had a specific focus again on focusing on individuals of color and their mistreatment within the criminal justice system. And she was the professor to write that paper with. She's someone who is, very left-leaning. She's someone who is very liberal. I'm not so much, right? I'm kind of more in the centrist position when it comes to, human liberties, when it comes to, women's rights, when it comes to a lot of these subjects. I'm very left-leaning, very far left-leaning. but when it comes to fiscal responsibility, I'm someone that's a little bit more conservative in terms of how I believe that spending should be done. I'm not going to bore you guys with this type of conversation, but she was an absolute pleasure to work with, and she was someone that, again, I got to learn a lot from, and that was absolutely a pleasure to be able to do so. So you've got that kind of mentality for me, that I'm someone who's centrist, I'm someone who is open to a lot of different views. I'm someone that, again, in law school, I tried to help as many people as humanly possible. I would do, groups in order to do study groups. I was what we called I forget the exact terminology, but I was a fellow, to where I had office hours to where students can come in and they could learn from me from different subjects because I performed well enough in those subjects. Don't get me wrong, not a super smart guy, right? I'm someone that I'm more street smart and quick thinking on my feet than anything. But I think what we ended up running into for me is that I performed well in a few different classes, and I wanted to make sure that I helped other people. But at the same time, with law school being as competitive as it is, again, you either were average and you moved on, or you were below average and you would get kicked out if you weren't doing well. So with that kind of spirit in mind, I ended up posting a GIF of Elizabeth Banks as Effie Trinket with the "May the odds be ever in your favor," and that was going into the the bar exam, kind of taking a shot at everybody to be like, all right guys, let's get at it, let's do the best that we possibly can, but y'all not going to beat me today. You might have been my friends going into today, and we might have tried to help each other, but if it is the Hunger Games, I plan on surviving and moving and being able to live. So that's kind of what we had. I definitely enjoy and love that gift, so I sent that out on the day of the bar exam. So we got Busy Simmer saying, that whole, type of situation and mentality makes sense. Lawyers need to be the best of the best. Thank you very much. I appreciate that mentality. I'm sure a lot of other attorneys would appreciate that as well. Simir also saying that she doesn't think that it's boring. She wishes she could stick around to listen more, but they've got a family dinner to go to. Thank you so much for tuning in. Absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for the host. I promise, if you listened any longer, you might be put to sleep and you might not make your family dinner. So I appreciate you being here with me tonight and hearing me out for what little that, and what little entertainment that I can give you. I do appreciate you being here. But like I said, I definitely took a shot across the bow and basically said, you know what, guys? Give a shot. Let's try and see who can do the best. And teammate mentality, I'm not going to get into, who performed better than who or whatever, because that's completely pointless, right? If you pass, you're an attorney, and it doesn't matter how well you did, in my eyes. I know I did very well, but it's neither here nor there. Whether if you scored a 270 or if you scored, a 360, whatever that may end up being, you're still an attorney, or you could still practice in Massachusetts. We had an individual who we know scored a 260. Not high enough to be able to practice in Massachusetts, and that's, heartbreaking, because you have someone who was with you, day in and day out, and to not see them be able to practice within the state was heartbreaking for that person. But they also scored well enough, however, to be able to practice in a state, and that individual rode into that state that they were able to practice in, and they're kicking butt there, and we're super proud of them, just as I'm super proud of everyone in my class for last year when we took the bar exam, because we had a 96.3, I think, percent passage rate. Actually, no, I'm sorry, it was a 92.6 passage rate, if I remember correctly. But we were basically 93% passing. I think everyone in my general class that was with me passed the bar exam, which is huge. That's great for a school like where I went to, right? Where at one point in time we were not even accredited. So for us to get accreditation, which is a pretty big deal for a law school if you become accredited, for you to be able to be accredited and then to have such a great passage rate, we were the third best law school in the state of Massachusetts. We were third, essentially. You had Harvard coming in first, you had BU coming in second, and then you had our law school coming in third. So we were someone that year in and year out, we were like a 75% passage rate. And that's great, you know, that's good for, you know, a school, but when you want to take it to the next level, and that's what my school's attempting to do, to be able to knock out a 93% passage rate was a big, you know, hurdle to get over. So we're super happy for all of my my now fellow attorneys that are with me in Massachusetts, and again, it's still, you still have that competitive nature in you, even though they are your friends and they are now my brothers and sisters. And yes, actually, fun fact, when we are in court with one another and we are on opposing sides, we actually do address each other as brother and sister. So if I'm going up against someone in court, you know, and they're giving an argument that I think is total BS, you'll probably hear me in a very slight condescending tone go, well, Your Honor, what my brother fails or what my sister fails to acknowledge is whatever I'm going to mention. But at the same end of it, there are more positive situations to where I'll say, you know what, Your Honor, my sister has a great point. However, I feel differently, and here's X, Y, and Z reason why. So there's always some form of I guess you can say, I don't want to call it being team members, but we are all in it, you know, to an extent together. And I guess the brother and sister kind of mentality helps keep everybody on the same page without wanting to rip each other's throats out. I guess the best way that I can word it, guys, is, you know, you lose track of the lines. Things get a little bit blurred when you're in a courtroom, right? And you really want to go after the opposing attorney. You really want to shove something down their throat. You want to try and not only make them lose, but you want to humiliate them in the process. And that type of mentality can't exist, because it's still, you know, courtroom. It's still, there's a demeanor that's expected of you. You're expected to act in a particular manner. You wouldn't be caught dead wearing a hat like this in a courtroom. I would be letting my bald ass head be very prominent in the courtroom. I'd be wearing a suit, right? It's Your Honor. It's my brother, my sister. You gotta have that mentality of wanting to win, but at the same time, not at the cost of burning all the bridges around you. You can be competitive against somebody and not hate them. And I think that that's kind of the mentality that they try to, you know, to make sure is proactive by having everyone address each other as brother and sister. So I always thought that that was something that was interesting in the, you know, in the courtroom, and one thing that we always try and make sure that we're doing. But I know I went completely off the rails, Busy Simmer, just for those who are new and tuning in at the moment. We were talking about Go Figure, right? We went from Push Your Luck, the game show on right now, not this very moment, I'm not sure if it is, but the game show that's currently in its active season right now, that turned into a conversation about Elizabeth Banks, who's the host of that, which then turned into a discussion about her within Pitch Perfect, which as someone who's music related, I do enjoy those movies. And then that turned into Busy Simmer discussing how she is Effie Trinket in Hunger Games, and then Hunger Games led into the competitive nature of the bar exam, and how I posted a gif of Effie Trinket and saying, you know, may the odds be ever in your favor. And then now here we are. So let's see. We created quite the lot of maple logs. We got 36. I think what we're going to do is, because we are level 5 at the moment, I'm going to switch over very quickly to cloth craft so I can get some hempen yarn, and then with said hempen yarn I'm going to create some maple short bows. So let's head over to my armory chest. What in the world is going to get me some hempen yarn? So I think perhaps being a weaver is going to be the way to go. So let's get out of there. We are going to, would help if I actually equipped it. Weaver should be the way to go. Alright, we're going to go to our logs, our crafting log. Hempen yard is what we want, so let's synthesize. Again, I'm a complete noob, guys, when it comes to to crafting, so if there's any input whatsoever, please, by all means, feel free to guide my poor lost soul. Alright, what do we need for the undyed hempen cloth? So that's fine, we just have hempen yarn, so let's continue down this road. You know, I always get a kick out of, you know, just as if we're gonna have a conversation, I mean, I might as well. It's the only thing I really know for about a year now, is, look, so Stephanie does like Legally Blonde. We've watched the movie, you know, on TV. She might even own it, but we've also went to go see it as, you know, a play as well. And I think it's a fun, you know, movie for what it is. It's a fun play for what it is. I really do enjoy the songs that are on there. But one thing that always does kind of get me is that Elle is what we call a 303 student prosecutor, or in this case, a student practitioner, because she's on the defense side of things. And a lot of law schools, from my understanding, at least how we handle things over at my school, was you're not allowed, and you shouldn't be allowed unless you've taken the appropriate classes, to actually become a 303 and SJC Rule 303 student practitioner, or again prosecutor, because a lot of the times you end up working with your local DA's office in order to help them with their cases, and that's actually something that I did for a semester. So I got to be Elle Woods for one semester, I guess. But one of the things that I always thought was interesting there is that she, I believe in her, you know, 1L year, is helping out, you know, a firm with a defense case, and the Commonwealth wants you to at least have taken, if I remember correctly, I'm sure I'll be incorrect, but the MPRE, which is the ethics exam, and they want you to also have taken the rules of evidence as well, both of which you're not doing as a 1L in law school. So that was something that I always thought was pretty interesting and incorrect. But I mean, the bend and snap is something that's 100% correct, if we're going to be honest. Alright, so far so good. Yet to have a failure in our basic little builds here. Which I'm happy about. Although, let's just be honest, even if I fail, it's a 2-gil, you know, item that I mess up on, and that I can just go buy again, since we're right here at the material supplier. Alright, so just for the hay of it, we might as well just get some undyed hempen cloth in here as well, just so we can start going down that line of material. Because the more that we're able to do for our crafting log, I believe the more we're going to get in experience, so. Alright, let's see. We can also do hempen half gloves, some underpants, some pantalettes, and we can even do a hempen coif as well. So let's just go down the line, I guess. How many do I need? I'm going to need 1, 2, 3. So we'll do one more undyed hempen cloth so we can just run down the gauntlet there. Beautiful. Hempen half gloves it is. Excuse me 1 second while I hack my brains out. Alright. Beautiful. Weaver's now level 5. We're just going down the line here. I like how you start to play the game now where, especially at lower levels, do I increase the quality of it in return for missing out on the possibility of completing it? So It's like a very interesting balance here, to where if I can maybe get it to, we'll try it on here just for the purpose of trying it. So I've got 4 more shots at working with the hempen pantalettes, and I've got room here now to work on the quality. So I just need 1 more success. I've got 2 more shots at it. So that worked out. So it worked out. We made something that was at least a 5% high quality. Obviously, I'm not really going to focus on that now, because I can't get it to be high quality using that particular strategy, I guess. But for what it's worth, at least I remember how you put that together. So let's go ahead and get some more undyed hempen cloth. Now remember, I think what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to get all of my my crafters to level 15 is essentially the goal. I don't think I'm going to be able to accomplish that during the stream, just because I guess the time where I'm done tonight is when Stephanie lets me know that dinner is ready. When dinner is ready, I am out of here. As much as I enjoy my time with you guys, a man's gotta eat. So that's what I'm gonna end up doing. Level 6 Weaver, that's great. Let's keep it running with the hempen yarn. Actually, now that I think about it, talking about the bar exam, if I remember, those individuals in Massachusetts who took the bar exam, I believe on the 30th, maybe even the 31st. Was there even a 31st in July? I don't know. I remember the, what was it, in elementary school. It goes to show how bad this is. It's January, February, no, it's January, February, March, April, May, June, July. So if it's your knuckle, that means there was 31 days. I'm probably wrong on that one, but I'm not very good with the days. I'm not very good with the math. It's a good thing I'm good with the law. So at least I don't fail at that. But I believe it was the 30th and 31st of this year, Massachusetts law students took the bar exam, what we call the UBE, which is, think of it kind of like a uniform examination that I believe 26 or so states now accept. And based on, you know, your scores, you essentially, you know, depending on your score, you either... I guess the best way to word it is there's 4 states, I think, that accept a 260 as the minimum score. As long as you're over 260, you can write into that particular state. Congratulations, you're an attorney. You might not be where you want to be, but the good news is that you're at least still an attorney. Massachusetts is a 270 state. That's where I practice. That's where I have my practice in my law office. Rhode Island, which I'm going to be writing into very shortly, has a 276 requirement. The reason why I'm going to be writing in is because I got higher than that, so I can go ahead and write in there. And it just makes sense for me in my current location. I'm right next to the Rhode Island border, so it makes sense for me to do that. I believe the highest state is Alaska. Alaska has a 280 requirement. So out of the states that do accept the uniform bar examination, or the uniform testing, is Alaska. And the funny part about that is that Alaska does not even have, you know, essentially a law school. So they're just really making sure that if you're going to be going and practicing law in Alaska, that you deserve to be there by scoring high enough. Alright, for the sake of just completing our page here, we're going to go ahead and just go down the line, even if it means I have to double back a couple of times. So, we've got the undyed hempen cloth, which we'll have to go right back and make some more after that. Not a good start. We're probably not going to make it. Oh, maybe. All right, we made it. That's what I get for being a negative Nancy on that one. All right, we need hempen yarn and undyed hempen cloth again. So let's jump on it. This must be so enthralling for you guys. You have my condolences. I gave thought to actually putting the, and this is so bad, it just goes to show, you know, how enthralling the stream is. I hope that I at least make it entertaining for you, but for me, you know, I was thinking, you know, maybe I'll put the football games in the background so I can kind of listen to that in the background. I'm a New England Patriots fan, so I got to watch that on Thursday. So I don't have any horses in any races this weekend. I kind of just get to watch, you know, the Jets demolish the Cowboys. I'm not sure if that's still the case, but I know that they were up like 21-3 going into halftime or something. I had that on in the background right before coming on to stream. I mean, you gotta give it to the crafters, man, who are able to have the patience to get their crafters to 50, 60, 70, and now 80. There's a lot that goes into it. And I know I'm doing like a really long route that I don't need to be doing. I really don't need to be doing this. But I could just buy materials and then make, you know, level 5 and level 6 materials right off the bat, and that would help me gain even more experience, but I'm going to try and do this in a way that allows me to be able to, again, kind of complete this. I was going to say holistically, which that makes absolutely no sense. That's a complete asinine, you know, term to use for it. But I want to, you know, really wholly do the crafting log. So, and the whole reason why I was here was so I could get some hempen yarn. So I completely forgot about that. We got Stefania coming in. Welcome back. Welcome, Mark. You know what I just realized? I have the headphones on, and I have the audio for the game coming through the speakers. Yeah, that's really funny, and just kind of goes to show that I have no idea what I'm doing. That's a lie. I know what I'm doing. All right. Yeah, I guess I'll just do it in order here. Come on. Alright, good. You know, it is, again, it becomes a bit more daunting when you've got high level, you know, material that you're working with, and you start to go, oh crap, you know, I might be in trouble. But at least now, because it's really cheap material that I'm working with, I'm not super worried. If I were to mess up. Now we apparently have a mender's ability, so I can increase the durability so I can keep on keeping on. So in case I want to really work on that that quality, I can keep it alive and keep bumping up the quality. Again, I'm sure there's a way to craft many items at once. I'm yet to find that, and that's okay. We're just gonna coast. We're gonna go nice and slow. Really draw out our time together. Hempen breeches of crafting. Actually, you might want to start actually putting some of this stuff on, because this will probably be better for me than what I'm currently wearing. I've got the Wild Rose gear on at the moment. Alright, Hempen Coif of Gathering. Is it Coif or is it Coif? I don't know. I don't know. I'm really bad at pronouncing things. Not very good. Alright, let's see. I'm sure there's something that I can work with here. If I were to put on the Hempen Breeches of Crafting, that would actually benefit me, so... Glad it's not in my armory chest, so that's good. So we'll put that on in a little bit. Alright, let's see. So we need 1 undyed hempen cloth, hempen yarn, so we've only got 1 hempen yarn, so we're gonna need to get us some more of that. Remember, guys, again, I'm looking to get all of my crafters to 15. That's the first step that I'm looking at right now. Threading the needle. I'm an amateur now. I'm sure I got some food that would probably help my my crafting skills as well. But you know what? When in Rome. We're just gonna try and rock it, just as we are. Uh-oh, that's 2... Alright, good. I was gonna say, we just had 2 little defeats in a row there. Alright. A hempen kurta. Craftsmanship plus 18. We need 3 undyed hempen cloth. So I don't know about you guys, but I am pumped that tomorrow is a day off for me, that my office is closed. I get to have another day of kind of just relaxing and not really getting to do anything. I do everything, unfortunately. Believe it or not, I probably will still go into the office anyway. I got to put together some paperwork and I got to get some cases prepared for Tuesday, but at least it's going to not be super hectic, and at least it'll be, again, kind of an easygoing day. I'm going to get to play some Fire Emblem 3 Houses with you guys. I'll probably take some input whether or not if I'm going to continue the church route, or maybe I'll just wrap up the church route tomorrow before, because I'm right there at the end. Maybe we redo and do the another route. Any input, really, honestly. I know we're thinking about revamping our stream schedule. So I know it's supposed to be Fire Emblem 3 Houses, but you guys know me. I kind of just roll with whatever I'm feeling for the day, because I'm sure you'd rather watch me enjoy what I'm playing than kind of doing it for the sake of just playing it. Alright, let's see what we got now. Alright, so we need 3 undyed hempen cloth now, so that's what we're gonna get. We're gonna get ourselves 3 undyed hempen cloth. Ooh, not good for a start there. Alright, we're still perfect. My Wild Rose Breeches is now 0%, so that's actually good timing, because I can get out of there. I can take those off, and I can put on my crafting breeches now. Does any of this help with my crafting at all, since I'm here? Control, that's fine. That's fine. At least for now, I'd rather put on some extra clothing that's going to help with my actual crafting here. So let's do that. Bring back up our crafting log. Remind me again, because I have a horrible memory for this. I need 2 more undyed hempen cloth. Alright, 1 more. Great. Alright, beautiful. So, and again, I'm not going to even bother with working on the quality yet. I'm just trying to level up these things, do as many of these recipes as I can, just for the sake of being able to do them. We're now getting into needing some animal sinew for this. I can still do the hempen breeches, hempen bandana. Alright. Let's switch over. Open up our armory chest. Do not want to do that. I wanted to do that. Actually, I don't want to. I want to get out of crafting first. Put that on. Go back to my crafting log. Do a maple short bow. Alright, great. A bone harpoon. Undyed hempen cloth. I'm making words. Hempen cloth. Alright, bronze rivets. Looks like that's going to be something that I'll want to end up doing too. Alright. As much as your boy really wants to kind of do this the long road way, I am unfortunately kind of getting a little bored doing it that way, and I'm sure if I'm getting bored, you guys must be even more bored than me. So let's see what we've got for materials at the moment. And while we do that, we'll get rid of these materials that we just created. Alright, that works for me. How are we doing on materials here? We've got 15 Moko grass. So with that in mind, I'm going to just jump over and we're actually going to start getting the things that we need. So I know we said that we needed bronze rivets. So We're gonna get some bronze rivets. What else did I see that we needed? Ash lumber we need. I mean, I got money, so I'm gonna throw. No offense. I'm just gonna go right ahead here, and I'm going to just jump in front of this. I'm willing to spend some money. It's not a lot anyway. What else do I know that I need that I can grab right here? I saw animal glue. Let's get that. You know, and I think that's good at least for right now. Let's head over to our log, our crafting log. Alright, we can do the bone harpoon. It's time to be smart about it, guys. It's fun thinking that I would try and do it all using materials that I'd put together myself, but let's just be real. That's gonna be way too long. A bronze ingot and a ragstone. We'll take care of that in a minute, but ooh, no. This is gonna be bad. I'd have to be perfect. One mess up and I lose it. Oh boy, here we go. This might be the first failure, okay? Ah, bummer. Ah, well, you gotta fail. You gotta fall sometimes. It's about how you pick yourself back up, guys. So let's go ahead and do some maple patent since we know that we can do that. Watch me now fail at the maple patents. No, we're good. Maple lumber. King Cookie Cat, welcome to the chat. How are you doing today? Alright, still making some progress here. Now let's get some bronze ingots and ingots, good lord. If only I could actually speak, that'd be great. And what was the other one that we needed? We needed a stone, if I remember correctly. Of which I do not. It was a ragstone. That's what it was. Alright, let's get back at it again. Beautiful. Alright, so a couple of more will be level 7 for Carpenter, and then that should make doing our level 5 builds a little bit easier. Lovely. So now we can do this. We can mend our durability. I believe it's 30. Great, so that should be enough for us to be able to complete this, I hope. Great, so there we go. We knock that out. Now we've got a square maple shield to take on. Once you get the mend ability, it makes things a bit easier. Beautiful. Alright, let's go to 6 to 10 now. We need some fish oil now. Let's grab some fish oil just because we can. Is the fish oil here? It is not. Probably should have looked at some of the other items that we need, but you know what? I'm okay if I'm being very single-minded at the moment. One track. All right. Great. We're starting to get a little bit of I guess you could say we're getting the swing of things now. I don't know if I want to do that one, but I'm already doing it, so why not? Let's do it. We're gonna try and do something that's above my level here. Looks like we might be able to do it. There we go. Getting ahead of ourselves here. Doing level 8 stuff while we're level 7. I'd love to say that that makes me a badass, but that makes me far from it, unfortunately. That just makes me a nerd, and I'm okay with that. Alright, round shield it is. Why not? Let's just keep the let's keep the party going. This is where macros kind of come into play. Is, you know, I could just press one button and it would go through it all. Alright. Growth, Formula Alpha, and Maple Branch. Alright. Looking good, looking good. Maple longbow time. Alright, level 9 carpenter. Let's handle that maple fishing rod now. What do we got here? Steady hand. Improves action success rate by 20% for the next 5 steps. Wow. So that would basically guarantee that I finish a majority of these. I just need to, I guess, take that out. Utilize it. A maple short bow. Don't think I have that. Ash lumber seems to be the next round of things here. Yeah, you know what? We could give a shot to the ragstone grinding wheel. Why not? Perhaps it's way out of my league, but we'll give it a shot. So we want to... We'll try out the steady hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Increase the durability. We got 3 more. We're going to guarantee that we have a success by hitting the steady hand again. And now the last 4 should be good. Great. There you go. It's like I'm learning. Oh my god, guys. It's like I'm learning. Who'da thunk that I'd be able to learn on the fly here. Alright, so same thing. We're going to do steady hand. Start trying to build this guy. Actually, now that I think about it, we might not have... Oh, we definitely don't have enough. I am totally Scrooged McDuck. That's alright. We'll just, for the sake of just doing it. I don't think I get experience for it. That's okay. What if I quit? Do I still lose material? That's the question now, because I'm not going to be able to finish that. I canceled the synthesis. I'm not sure if I miss out on it, but 12 is definitely one step too high. Can't do that at level 9. Simply just don't have the ability to do so. So, lesson learned on that one. Maybe if I continue doing the ragstone grinding wheel now that I have a formula that makes that work. One, 2, 3. See, like I said, this is where macros would come in handy for when I'm doing things like this now, because I'm able to know now that I have to go steady hand, you know, do basic, basic synthesis times 5, mend, steady hand, and then another 3 basic synthesis. Get to 10, and then we'll give the ash spinning wheel another shot. see actually, just for the hay of it. I have to remember how to do this now. Text commands. Is it skill or is it action? Is it steady hand? So let's just try that. So just as a start while I'm trying to learn here. Okay, so that definitely worked. So that's gonna be good enough for me. And then I would do probably wait 2 seconds in between each one. Oh, did not want to do that. That's okay. We'll do steady hand now. At least now I know I'm going to be able to complete it without any issue. That gets me to 10. That's great. I can now craft items using quick synthesis. Okay, great. So that would allow me to be able to do many at once. So that's gonna get to me where I was saying before, is that I felt like there was an option for you to be able to make many at once. Okay, so now we're gonna head back to edit the macro. And I gotta remember how it's how to wait. Come on. Wait time. Okay, so that would be... Hey baby, welcome back. Sure, yeah. What's up? Oh. So I forget whether or not if that's how you do the 2 seconds. It does say a macro command for adjusting the pause between commands. Wait time amount to 1 equals to 1 second. The maximum wait time allowed is 60. If the wait time amount is over 60, it will be counted as 60. Again, I'm not sure if 2 SEC is going to be appropriate for it, but then we'll do... So again, bear with me. I'm a noob at this, so we're gonna try and build this here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we want to do masters, mend, and then we would do steady hand. And then 1, 2, 3. We'll just try 2 for now. Alright, I believe that's what we want it to be. So if I leave that now, and I go here, and I press 5. Let's see what happens. Alright, already have a failure. Already didn't work. Alright, go back, edit macro. So we'll try the 2 second at the end of that one now. It's not even correct anyway. So it's steady hand 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Master's Men, steady hand, and then 3 more. I thought I had made that. Oh, it's a total of 15 lines. Ah, okay. Okay, that explains why it wasn't doing anything else after that. Silly, silly me. I'll have to find a way to see if I can make that work again. That's okay. So we'll at least do that for now. Master's Men will get us there. And then I can do the steady hand after that. Again, this is a learning, kind of a learning thing for me, right? So now we're gonna mend. Steady hand. And I think we're still gonna come up 1 short. No, we're good. We're good. Alright, great. So let's try that again, but with our macro. Your boy is failing at creating macros. Alright, but at least we got the ash spinning wheel down. That's probably the best thing we can do for carpentry at the moment. So at least that's level 10. So that makes me feel a little bit better about it. We will get rid of that macro. Let's head back over to our armory chest. We'll go ahead and put back on our weaver's item. Head over to our log, crafting log, and let's get some of these done since I can now. Great. And unfortunately, I know we've only been on for about an hour and a half, but we're gonna have to call it quits pretty shortly. I know Stephanie will be back shortly to say that food is absolutely ready. And like I said, as much as I enjoy being here, I do enjoy a good meal, especially when it's homemade from my love. Definitely don't want to miss that. Alright, just to be safe, I'm going to hit that, so this way I don't lose out on that progress. Now it's trying to teach me of using classes for our skills from other classes. We've got our steady hand ready to go. Everything ready? She asked if she wants me to saute the gnocchi in brown butter. she's gonna do it, but I get to enjoy it. And the answer to that was, and I think that's a yes. So. Yes, please. Alright, Hempen Cowl is next. Again, I am just baffled. I gotta look up how to write the macros, you know? Since that means I've got a little bit. Since she's gonna be doing a couple of extra things. We'll give that a shot. Would help if I actually put it. No, not that either, Joseph. User macros there. Alright, and go. Apparently not. That's okay. Alright, let's edit it. Let's try and type it out now. Apparently not still. I guess we'll try this now. Rather than doing two. We'll try three. Maybe perhaps I had the wrong amount of time. Can I execute at this time? Alright, so I have to look it up. I have to look it up. We'll see what we can do. Alright, we got that all taken care of. I believe that's everything here. Beautiful. Okay, so weight dot number. That's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna go back here. We're gonna edit macro. That at least makes this a little bit. so far so good. Let's see if I can get a little extra help here. Weight dot 2 would be appropriate. I don't know if I need the Hi, Booby. How's it going? Yeah, everything's ready? Ah. That's right. Okay, so let's try that. Okay, so that's definitely not working out the way I wanted it to. That's okay. It still worked out anyway. All right, it still worked out. All right, we're gonna have to do 3. Alright, let's give this a shot. I think upon completion of a success row macro, I'll remove my hands from the game, and we'll call it a day. Alright, so now with that in mind, since we are level 10, let's try and look for something that's a few in front of us, if we can. The hempen dress gloves is what we're gonna work with. All right, here's the moment of truth here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're gonna mend it. Steady hand. 3 more. 1, 2, 3. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a successful macro. So I think that's where we are going to leave it here, because I want to eat. So we're definitely going to move over right now and call it a night. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to our very quick little hour and a half live bonus stream for you guys this Sunday. Thank you so much again for tuning in, and everyone for participating. Again, if you could please give us a follow, upper right hand corner of the stream, click that heart. It would be greatly appreciated. We would heart that so much. We're so close to affiliate. If you enjoyed this video, head over to our videos on demand. We have some great previous streams for your viewing pleasure there. Only the last 14 days are there. However, if you're looking for anything later than that, because we've been doing this for a little while now, almost at affiliate though, like I said, head down below. You'll find all of our social media buttons there. Head over to our YouTube channel, click subscribe, ring the bell so you can get notifications for when Power Couple posts new content and goes live on there, as well as see all of our previous streams over there. Head over to our Instagram, our Twitter, and our Facebook page. Again, all of it is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for tuning in. It was an absolute pleasure, and let's hope that the outro video actually works, because the intro video didn't. So, guys, have a good night. It worked. Have a good night, guys.